Hello, world. This is Jeff the Superfan here, and I am reporting for WBKF.TV. Today, I have a guest that is joining me all the way from South Africa. He is known in the world of combat sports as Magic Mike. His name is Mike Goslett. He is the South African representative for RAGNAROK Bare Knuckle Fighting, as well as he is the owner and promoter of Beast Bare Knuckle Fighting Promotion in South Africa. Mike, how are you doing today, my friend?
Jeff, great, my man. Nice to be here and nice to have a chat with you, man.
Excellent.
How are you doing?
I'm doing super. Thank you very much for asking. I'm very thrilled with how well the world of bare knuckle fighting is taking off across the whole planet. And I hear that things down there in South Africa are really starting to fire up. Would you like to start by maybe introducing yourself and your involvement in combat sports in South Africa?
Sure, Jeff. Well, as you know, my name is Magic Mike Goslett, or I go by Magic Mike. That's my old fighting name. I've got a history in combat sports going back from when I was 5 years old. Did karate, worked my way up into kickboxing, did a bit of boxing with great legends in South Africa, Lacus Campanis, Mike Bernardo, Leslie Spike Brooker. And then from there, I gradually went into the MMA world. And, you know, I fought a lot on the amateur scene on the MMA side, 1 or 2 fights pro. And then age caught up to me, like it catches up to all of us. And then what I did was, you know, I like to give back from everything that I've learned over the years from various great teachers and great coaches. I wanted to give back, and I opened up my own MMA gym where I taught kickboxing, boxing, Muay Thai, and obviously MMA, called Contenders, Magic Mike's Contenders MMA. And then obviously the world shut down, and unfortunately I had to close down that that side of my business. But we'll get back there again. Nothing's dead ever. It's you know, they say you know, an idea and a passion always lives with you. So it's very much there still, and big things are coming. I have sent it out on my Beast page, Beast Bare Knuckle page, and it will be called, we'll change it slightly, it'll be called The Forge. You know, I believe that we are forged in gyms, and it'll be The Forge, and it will be home of Beast Bare Knuckle and Contenders MMA in the future when this COVID thing changes, you know.
Beautiful. That sounds like a very, very good plan. And yeah, once things start opening up a little bit more, that'll allow you that opportunity to put forth that plan. I really like that idea with the name, the branding change too, with Forge. That's I like that. That's very catching, and I like the reasoning behind that as well.
Thank you so much. You know, it's like, yeah, the whole forge thing, you know, we forged in fire, or metal, hardened metal is forged in fire. And I think what we're going through in combat sports as coaches, as athletes, as professional athletes, as amateur athletes, it's hard to not be able to fight, to not be able to teach the way that we want to. And hence the forge, you know, we forged in fire, and we'll come out on the other end harder and tough as nails, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. That's I like that. I really like that. In our own personal lives as well as in the fight world, right? We're always forging ourselves and creating a new self as we keep moving forward through life. So I really like that from you there.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
Awesome. So can you tell me a little bit about what the current bare knuckle scene is in South Africa? Is there a bare knuckle scene, or is this something that is very new to South Africa?
Jeff, this is absolutely, totally new. There is something, I'm going to pronounce the word incorrectly, but there's an African town in the east, which is called Venda, and once a year, and it's only once a year, and that's the only bare knuckle sort of thing that has ever happened here in South Africa. These African tribes come together in this big area, like almost like a desert area. It's just a big sandpit, and they just go at each other, bare fists. It's not regulated. There's no referees. It's just a big, a big brawl. So that's about it as far as bare knuckle is concerned. And I'm so privileged and honored to be part of RAGNAROK and to actually bring bare knuckle to South Africa as a sport, and not just as what a lot of people see it as, barbaric and this way and that way, and to bring it to South Africa and explain and teach people that this is a sport just like any other, just like MMA, just like Muay Thai, just like kickboxing. It's just without gloves, and far better regulated than some gloved combat sports. So, I'm very excited to bring it to South Africa. I've got fighters lining up with their names, putting their names down. And as soon as we can, I'll start putting on small local shows, working our way up towards RAGNAROK.
Beautiful. That's amazing, man. That whole aspect of the natural bare knuckle scene that is in South Africa, where the people are coming from all over to join together, and then having this massive all-out event with no regulations around it. Now transitioning with bringing in a regulated bare knuckle into South Africa, that's going to be what I would think would be a little challenging, because it's almost an exact opposite of what is currently there. Is there any public response yet towards the regulated bare knuckle, or is it being welcomed, or are they liking that more barbaric original state that is currently there?
Look, Jeff, like I said, that original state only happens once a year, and for a specific tribe of people. But everybody knows about it. It's been on big shows like Carte Blanche, which we have done here in SA. And it's a cultural thing that happened, and people are slowly but surely, only of recent, the last few months, I've started pushing it out there and giving people the idea of this is coming, it's on its way, and it's going to happen, and obviously with anything new, people don't like change. People, that's just our human nature. People don't like change, and there are people against it, and there's people, and a lot of people for it. So it's just working my way around those obstacles. I've given it to the rule sets, and which WBKF, World Bare Knuckle Association, has put forward. So, and it's been looked at, and it's very promising. Let's put it this way: it's not illegal, but it's not legal. So there's like a sort of a gray line, and I'm running on that gray line to make it that it's just like anything else, but people are excited. That's the thing that I love about it. These people are excited. It's raw energy, it's raw power. You know this, Jeff.
Yes.
It's just raw. It's two guys getting in there, no gloves, and pitting themselves against one another, and afterwards shaking hands and maybe having a beer,
Right? Isn't that one of the most wonderful things about bare knuckle competitions that are in place right now, is that respect that comes back with the fighters, and that very, very often immediately following the fight, the two gentlemen are sitting there arm in arm, having a beer with one another and talking about life and where life has taken them. Isn't that wonderful?
Absolutely. Like I said, there are those that think, oh, it's barbaric. The only reason why some people, I think, have that opinion of the sport is because, let's be fair, bare knuckle, you can get cut easier than a gloved combat sport. But let's look at it on the other spectrum. So much safer. When you've got a big glove on your hand, you tend to go at it as hard as you can in your head hunt. When you bare knuckle, it's a total art, because you can hurt your fist. People's faces and people's heads are hard. So the shots are not as hard as boxing, not as many as boxing, but precision, like a missile looking for their target, So, we can talk about this for days, because I'm passionate and I'm so excited about this. But people will see that respect, like that you were talking about after a fight.
Yeah,
the guys are a little bit bloody up and a little closed, bruised eyes, and maybe broken noses and that. But the best of mates, and probably mates for years to come. And they'll give each other nonsense, and they'll talk crap to one another about, I'll get you next time, if the one guy's lost or whatever the case may be.
right.
But buddies, you make friends for life in combat sports.
Absolutely. Now, a couple friends that you have met and that you are now friends with are two gentlemen by the name of Andrew Bakewell and Stan von Hofstetter. You got the Viking there, right? And now RAGNAROK is going to be hosting a themed event with South Africa. So can you tell me how you and Andrew, Stan, the three of you managed to meet one another? And was this from competitions back earlier and you guys knew each other from fighting? Or is this something that came about strictly with Bare Knuckle?
Jeff, this is a funny story, actually. Like I said to you earlier on, not getting any younger, but in a sense, always looking for a scrap.
Right.
I'll always give it another shot, one last round, one last fight. And it's strange. I met Andy. It so happened that Andy was looking for, when I think a while after inception of RAGNAROK, they started putting out for their first show, Norway, and in Norway, and they were looking for fighters.
Right.
When I stuck up my hand and I sent a mail and I sent a Facebook message and I said, hey man, I'm from South Africa and I'm in South Africa and I'm always looking for a scrap. A little bit long in the tooth, but I'll give it a bash. And it went quiet for a while. Didn't really get a response. Then I got a response. Sure, let's have a look at it this way, that way. And then it went quiet again for a while. And then I sat back and I thought, this is a great opportunity. Maybe I am a little bit too old to, start bare knuckle, because I've had a lot of scraps without gloves, and I've fought a lot in my lifetime with gloves, but never bare knuckle, regulated bare knuckle.
Right.
Then I thought to myself, maybe you are a little bit old, so let's get a hold of Andrew and let's chat. Maybe how can I get involved in this sport of bare knuckle, even though I'm sitting on this side of the world? And we started chatting and up and down, messaging this way and that way. And then we had a meeting like we are doing now, over Facebook Messenger. And then Andrew introduced me to Stan and we started chatting and we, how can we get this to work here in South Africa, and how can RAGNAROK fit in here, or how can I, Magic Mike here in South Africa, get involved with RAGNAROK? And so we chatted and chatted and chatted. And that's how it came about. And now we're looking to, should COVID allow us, to do a RAGNAROK show with the Vikings coming down to fight the South Africans, if it all goes well, in May next year.
Wow, that's amazing. So as early as May next year, there may be a RAGNAROK event in South Africa.
Definitely. Well, that's tentatively what was put down, but obviously it can change.
Yeah.
That's how quickly things happen.
Is there a particular area of South Africa that you're wanting to have this event? Like,
yeah, Jeff, I'm situated in Cape Town.
Yeah.
And I'm biased because I live in Cape Town, but the most beautiful part of South Africa, I think we've got the mountain, we've got the sea, we've got we've got everything around us, and
Beautiful.
we're privileged to live in this town. So yeah, Cape Town, South Africa.
Excellent. That's one of the areas that I am familiar with South Africa. Not ever being there as a traveler or as a visitor, but from my geography studies in school and post-secondary. And from my understanding, yeah, it's a very beautiful place. A lot of very nice scenery there. And the people are pretty cool too, I'm told. So that seems like a very good place to bring Ragnarok into.
It's a very good place for Ragnarok, and it's a very good place for you to be as well, Jeff. You're definitely going to be here.
Well, thank you. I'm working on my my own abilities to be able to fly. There's some health challenges that I'm going through that I'm looking after with my heart. And once I get an A-OK from my doctor and my cardiologist, yeah, man, I'm going to be super stoked to be coming out to these events and seeing them live. It's yeah, I'm a super fan for a reason, right? And Bare Knuckle has really grasped me, and I am super stoked for Bare Knuckle fighting all around the globe.
Fantastic. I just want to tell you something, Jeff. Firstly, I hope that you get that medical thing sorted out and that it works out well very soon. And you're a super fan of Bare Knuckle, but I'm a super fan of yours.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm honored to have you as a fan. Now you have the nickname Magic Mike. That can you tell us a little bit how that came about? Because I'm certain you had that nickname before the movie was out there, right?
Too many people the same question. Yeah, look, what's the guy's name? Channing Tatum. He stole that from me.
I knew it. I knew it.
Definitely. Yeah, no, you know what happened was when I was starting out in the MMA scene, and somewhere along the line, one of my coaches, very good coach in Cape Town, South Africa, Anthony Kettle, he said, hey, Magic. And one of the guys from the Congo who was training down here, he also, Magic, kept on calling me Magic. And then Magic Mike kind of stuck. And then, yeah, I don't know if you can see that on there, but there's Magic Mike.
Nice.
You know, that got tattooed very quickly, and the name is just stuck. And it's, you know, everybody in the martial arts, in the combat sports, sort of knows me as Magic Mike now. It's just stuck for all the years, and it's there permanently now too. So I'm not going to get rid of it. And Channing, beware, I'm out to get you, mate.
Might have to get him onto a combat surface one day. Make him answer. Make him answer for taking that name. Who knows? Maybe he'll dance his way around you when you're throwing them punches. Maybe he's got a good stick and move.
Could be. You never know, Jeff.
Could be, indeed. So, Mike, is there anything else that you would like to say to all of our fans out here on WBKF.TV? World Bare Knuckle Fighting.tv, the home of Ragnarok Bare Knuckle Fighting. What can you tell the fans here? Something special about yourself or about this? What your vision is for Bare Knuckle in South Africa?
Look, South Africa. For everybody that's watching in South Africa, watch out. Bare Knuckle is here. Bare Knuckle is going to be here to stay. Bare Knuckle is taking off. Bare Knuckle is exploding all over the world. It's like MMA. A lot of people thought it was monkeys in cages and animalistic and barbaric. Look at it, MMA today. Look at the UFC today. Bare Knuckle is going to do the same thing. It's going to explode all over the world. So South Africa, get ready. And world, get ready for Ragnarok. we are coming, and we are going to be put on the best shows the world has ever seen.
Absolutely awesome, Mike. I can't agree with you more. I've had discussions with Stan and Andrew. I see the vision that they have for the organization. They've got something very unique. They're doing things differently, but doing things the right way. And I see a lot of success ahead for the RAGNAROK brand, for the countries that come in and associate themselves with RAGNAROK. And I agree with you. Bare Knuckle is exploding, and it is going to be as big, if not bigger, than mixed martial arts MMA.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, the mixed martial arts scene, it started off with something similar with the no holds barred. It it was viewed, just like you said, animalistic. People changed their minds once they started seeing it, once they started getting involved with it. And that's the same thing that's going to be happening here with Bare Knuckle. I am certain. And we're starting to see it with more companies coming up. And RAGNAROK Bare Knuckle Fighting from Norway, man, they're entering the scene with big goals ahead of them. And I'm loving absolutely everything about this brand. Hey, Mike.
Look, yeah.
I was just going to say, hey, Mike, I really, really appreciate that we're able to make this time work. You are down in Cape Town, you said, in South Africa. I'm on the west coast of Canada. There's 9 hours between us, but the passion that we both have, nothing's going to stop us from being able to talk with one another about bare knuckle fighting.
Never ever. I will wake up at all hours of the morning to chat to you about bare knuckle fighting. We're going to chat about this continuously and RAGNAROK continuously for months and years to come. I just want to give a big shout out there to Stan and to Andy and say, guys, awesome being involved. Thank you so much that you brought on board to this amazing brand, RAGNAROK. I won't let you guys down, and it's going to be amazing. And I've my 155,000% behind anything and everything that you guys do. The brilliant thing about Stan and Andy, just quickly, Jeff, is the amazing way they're both fighters, and they've always said that RAGNAROK is a promotion and Viking promotion. RAGNAROK WBKF is a promotion by fighters for fighters. We know what fighters go through emotionally, physically, the families, when fighters have to go through training camp and that type of thing. We know all this, and Stan and Andy know all this, and the fighters are going to be looked after like no other. They put their hearts on the line. They put their bodies through hell, and Stan and Andy really and truly, they put their money where their mouth is, and the fighters are number one. Look after the fighters. We'll put on great shows, and it's going to run for years to come.
Absolutely. Before we sign out here, Mike, can you tell the world how the fighters that are in South Africa can get involved with bare knuckle fighting, with your own brand as well as with RAGNAROK? How do people get involved more in bare knuckle fighting there in South Africa?
I think the first thing, so what we're busy doing now is I'm busy collating a database of fighters who are keen and interested. And like I said to you, as soon as COVID allows and we can start doing local shows and that type of thing, we'll do local shows where guys can come and put themselves against one another. Obviously, we'll match them up correctly, and we'll take the best of the best. Because obviously, if we're going to do the show next year in May, if COVID permits, then we're going to be looking for 14 of the best bare knuckle fighters in South Africa to put themselves against 14 fighters from, firstly, the Viking team, and then so we'll go on and fight one another country for country. So, guys, whoever here in SA wants to get involved with bare knuckle, you're more than welcome to contact myself at +27 064 3324817, or you can email at beastbkfc@gmail.com.
Excellent, Mike. Thank you so very much. And for the detailed information there for people to be able to contact you. I look forward to seeing who the people are that do contact you. I look forward to seeing the team from South Africa. Do you have a name for, like there's going to be the Vikings from Norway. There's going to be the Saxons from the UK, from England, the Hussars from Poland. Do you have a brand name for South Africa yet?
I'm going to be honest with you, Jeff. We have a name. I just don't want to mention anything right now because
I understand.
Sometimes things can be you have to be sort of political. So, yeah. But in due course, we will let that be known, and I'm sure we will chat again.
Excellent. Thank you once again, everybody out there in the world. This here is Magic Mike Goslett. He is down there in Cape Town, South Africa. And I am Jeff the Superfan, and we are signing out from WBKF.TV. Stay tuned.